and welcome to the course. I'm your instructor for the semester, and I just want to take you through and give you a brief introduction to the course and give you some specifics about that and about some D2L functions. You may be familiar with D2L, you may not. Even if you are, stick around because I'm going to talk about some items specific to the course this semester also. Okay? Hopefully, if you've gotten to this point at least, you know how to get into D2L. And I'm sorry, I refer to it as D2L. It's listed on your quick links how you logged in as Georgia View. Georgia View or Desire to Learn are the two ways to reference our learning management system. Regardless of what you call it, this should be what it looks like after you click on our course. So you'll see to the left we have a content browser, and that's going to list all of your modules for the semester, and I have them organized by chapter. Right? You've got a news area to the right. You can see there's already a welcome item there. Please make sure you check this news area. I'll list announcements there over the course of the semester, so you want to make sure you're checking those. You may have some updates in the course. They'll show up here. You'll also see updates up at the top. So if you have new email, if you have a new alert of some type, or if you have a new notification for a subscription that you subscribe to. For instance, if you want to subscribe to a specific discussion post or thread, it would show you when there's been new activity. And when you have something new in one of those categories, it'll show you a red dot there. And if you click on it, then it will pull down and give you a link that you can click on to go to each of those types of notifications. Alright, well, we're on the top. Let's look at a few other items. Here you'll see if you have a picture loaded up, you'll have a picture. If not, it'll be blank. It'll have your name. If you'd like to update your profile in the system, you can click on Profile there and update a lot of different areas, but that's where you can put a picture. You can give us some background, just like you would any type of profile anywhere. You can also set different settings for your account and change different notifications. For instance, you could have it notify when you are close to having something that's due. It can send you a text and or an email as well. So there are several settings that you might want to look at for ease of use in the course. Alright, some other things to note. We talked about the news items. We talked about the updates a little bit. Down here you have a quick view of the calendar. Alright, so this is just showing you some upcoming events that are going on in our course so you're aware of them. To see a full calendar, you can come up to the top and click on calendar up here, and that'll show you a full calendar for the course and any other courses that may have items listed in the calendar. Okay, so let's look at the little quick links here, and then I'll get into some more course specifics. So course home, anytime you're doing something in the course, if you want to come back to this page, you're going to click on the course home page. Anytime you want to go back to the main page where all of the courses were listed, you're going to go up here and click My Home. Or you can click the drop down menu here and you'll see all of the courses that you are enrolled in this semester and possibly last semesters as well. If you want to make sure this semester show up first in the list, just hover over the pen and click the pen and it'll turn color. Now that will be pinned to the top of the list. Alright, so there's two ways to switch between classes. But once you're in the class, again, it will look like this. Content, it will take you to the same information that's listed here. It would look just a tad different. So if I click on that, it looks like this. Pretty much the same though. And then you can click through the modules here and see what's in each module. You can go directly to the discussions, but they're going to be linked in each of your modules. The same thing with any type of assessments that you might have, which we're going to be doing all of your assessments. We will have some quizzes internal, but your homework and your exams will be done in an online resource that came with your text or you can purchase separately called Wiley Plus. More on that in just a second. Also, if you click here, you'll go to your grades screen. Right now, we don't have any grades, so you shouldn't really see anything at this point, but as the grades are posted, they'll pop up there. And then you can also use the chat function. You'll notice when we get to the syllabus for the course that I have online office hours, and you can do live chat with me within the learning management system and talk with me during those online office hours. You can also send me email. Right? You can send email within the course by just clicking on the email there, and you can send me an email as well. Right, so let's go back to the course home. And again, we can do this from the content browser or you can actually click on content itself. But let's go to getting started. That's where you'll actually have found this introductory video when I post it. Right now you won't see it listed because I'm recording it. But you'll see our other getting started or introductory documents here. Our syllabus is found in this module. I have information about your textbook so you know which textbook it is, as well as the different options for purchasing just the textbook, a bundle, or just the code. So please look through the textbook information if you don't have your textbook or trying to decide what format you want to purchase. Again, you will need an additional resource called Wiley Plus. We're going to be using an added item with the textbook. It's an online resource, and all of your homework and all of your exams will be given and accessed through this Wiley Plus. Again, when you look through the textbook information, you're going to find multiple ways to purchase that. And when you look through the Wiley Plus information, it will tell you how to gain access to my specific course and get in there and start doing your homework and be ready to take exams as well. Now the exams, we will be using ProctorU, which is our online test proctoring service with the online courses. If you're familiar with that, that's great, but if you have no idea what I'm talking about, or you've heard about it but you haven't actually used it yet, please look through the next two documents, the ProctorU Quick Tips and the ProctorU Information. And I also have a link to the actual ProctorU website, which will take you there. You'll need to make sure you go through and do the system check so that everything is working and good and ready well in advance of scheduling an exam in our first exam in the course. And you want to make sure you're scheduling that exam at least a week out from when the exam is actually given, to make sure you can get a good time and have everything set up so you can get in there and take the exam when needed. So look through those as well. Again, if you have questions on any of this with the textbook, with Wiley Plus, or with ProctorU, please send me an email or post to the instructor Q&A board, which I'll show you what that is in just a second in the discussion area as well. Also, we have an introduction post, and if you click on any of these, again, they're going to take you to them. We'll go to the introduction post first, and then we'll come back in just a second. And this will just show you, I've asked you to give a brief introduction of yourself to the course. Okay, gave you some basic things to answer, and but you can give us some other information as well. This is also going to serve as attendance verification for the course, so please make sure you post by the deadline so that you don't get dropped for non-attendance out of the course after that first week. Okay, so make sure you get in and do that as well. Let's go back to the getting started. Let's pull up the syllabus and look at that. Now, with all of the content in the course, when you pull up a content file, if you notice, we've got a couple of options. You can bookmark that, you can view it in a new window, or you can move between content files. This won't go to the next page of the syllabus. This will actually take you to the next content item. To go to the next page, you would use the sidebar, or you can use the page down arrows here. Now, if this was something that you didn't want to open within the system, let's say you wanted to actually open this in Adobe, you can click download and it'll ask you to open or save the file. So that'll actually open it in the source software. Okay, we're just going to look through briefly, and I'm just going to highlight a few things for you. You can look through the syllabus at your own leisure, and please do look through all of the syllabus. Make sure you understand it and know all the details that are contained within it. I've got my information for you at the top, my contact, and also those online office hours, which you can, again, live chat with me within the course online. You can send me an email. Either one of those will work. I've listed my external email, but I would prefer that you use the internal email within the course itself to contact me at any point in time for the semester. So we've got your textbook information, giving you a link here for course requirements for online courses to make sure that you have everything and are aware of everything that you need to take an online course. So please click on that link and make sure that all of those things are met and you're aware of them. We've got your description, your prerequisites, the course overview, some learning objectives or outcomes for the course, the requirements which you're going to be required to do throughout the semester, what percentage weights each of those items would be. We'll have exams, homework, quizzes, and a participation grade. Oh, sorry. Got a grading scale there. I have your entire assignment list for the semester, so you know when everything will be open and due. For specific things, anytime we have a chapter, you're going to have a quiz with each of the chapters. And you can see, again, I've added those to the calendar in the course, so you can see specifically when those will open and close, also as a reminder in the calendar. But your homework for each chapter, again, will be in that Wiley Plus. So you need to make sure you're going over to that side as well to do the homework, and that's where you're going to find your exams as well. The quizzes, another thing I want you to make sure you understand with the quizzes, there is a prerequisite on the quizzes that you have looked and accessed the content files for each chapter. For instance, before you can open the Chapter 1 quiz, you're going to have to access the Chapter 1 content. There are a few, I've done some brief videos or brief walkthroughs and explanations with a whiteboard app for you to access. These are within 15 minutes apiece. Some are short, some are more towards the 15-minute mark, but you need to go through and look at those before you open the quiz. Number one, because I cover the content, but sometimes it's actually information that I go over in those. So make sure you're doing that, otherwise you won't be able to get to the quiz and open the quiz to take it. So don't wait till the last minute to get that done. Access that content, and then you'll be able to access the quiz for each of those chapters. Okay? We've got our instructional strategies. Again, I'm going to let you read through this at your leisure. Your homework, again, is in Wiley Plus. Find that there. Look at that information that I've loaded up about Wiley Plus. You'll have a chance, multiple chances at each question when you're doing your homework, and when you get done you can view the solutions for those. Then you'll have 3 attempts available for each question on that. All of your exams will also be in Wiley Plus and administered through ProctorU. You cannot use any materials or textbooks or friends or Google or anything on the exam, just your knowledge, your wonderful brain. You can also use a 4-function calculator, and you can have blank scratch paper as well. Okay, you'll have 60 minutes to do each of those exams, and there will not be any makeups given. Okay, and again, make sure you're scheduling those with ProctorU well in advance. You have that participation grade, and that will be based on discussion posts. I will post, I won't say random, but it's not that we have necessarily one for each chapter, but I will post multiple participation discussion posts, and I'll give you a news announcement when those are added. So make sure, again, you're reading that news stream to know when you've got a participation post that's up and available, and also when it will be due. So make sure you read through this on the criteria for discussion posts to make sure that you can receive credit for your discussions. I've already said we don't do makeup exams, and I do not do makeup work for assignments either. You're given ample time. It's online. You already know right now when everything's open, when it will close. So please have good planning and good time management. Don't wait until the last minute. Now, to account for any unforeseen circumstances or emergencies, I will drop your 2 lowest homework and 2 lowest quiz grades. But other than that, there is no form of a makeup. Okay? Again, attendance verification is going to be done through that introduction post, so please make sure you're going and putting that introduction in as soon as possible. Classroom etiquette, again, it's online, but there's still some etiquette to be watched out for, especially with discussion posts. Give you information about dropping course, our academic integrity policy, disability policies, and then I've given you a short academic calendar as well, so you're aware of things that are coming up throughout the semester. Alright, so that's the syllabus in a nutshell. Again, look through that at your own leisure. Start getting in the course. Look through all this information in the Getting Started folder or module. Post that introduction, and then you can get started on content. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. And again, oh, one quick thing before I go, which now I don't see it, of course, but there'll also be an area in the discussion for you to post questions to me as well if you would prefer to do that, and also for interaction with students. So look at those also.